The sun is in my eyes, the sun is in my face. It's really hot, and I've tried so many different ways to not have the sun directly in my face. So if I'm squinting and I look like I'm in pain, sorry. So it's been a while since I made a YouTube video. A lot has happened. I feel like I always say that in every video, but a lot really has happened. I think my last video was in either the middle or end of October or early November, but I believe it was the middle or end of October. So currently it is December 20th. I graduated from university, and after finishing my student teaching and graduating, I moved back home. So if you noticed, most of my videos were actually filmed in my dorm. I have a different background right now because I'm currently at school trying to do some things, but yeah, I'm back home. I'm with my family. So I graduated university last Saturday, and yeah, from then on it's just been waiting for my placement. So in my last video, I talked about my interview, and I mentioned that my interview was scheduled in early October. So once my interview was done with and Corvia let me know that I was accepted, I actually sent my documents the next Monday. So October 15th, I mailed my documents to EPIK, and I mailed my documents to Corvia, and they got to Corvia on Wednesday, on the 17th. So Corvia checked through all my documents. They made sure that everything I needed was there, and then they sent my documents to EPIK, so they actually hand delivered them that same day. So from October 17th all the way through November 7th, I was pretty much waiting for the okay from EPIK. So I already got the okay from Corvia, but I was waiting for EPIK to basically say that my documents were good and that they were sending them out to the offices of education. So November 7th, EPIK notified Corvia, and Corvia notified me that my documents were good to go, and they sent them to the offices of education. The only thing that they mentioned is that I just needed to make sure that I had my apostille diploma, my transcripts, and my teaching certificate by the deadline, so that if I am placed, then I don't lose my spot because I don't have the required documents yet. So since I did just graduate, I don't have my diploma, my transcripts, my teaching certificate, and I won't be getting those until early January. So yeah, I'm a little bit I don't want to say stressed or worried because I know that I'll get them in time, especially since I've been keeping close contact with my school about needing my documents as soon as possible so that I can mail them to Korea. So I know that I'll get them in time. I just would like to have them in my hands now. Yeah, so November 7th, EPIK told me everything was good. They were sending my documents out to the offices of education, and from then on it's just the waiting period until you get notified of your placement. So for this spring intake, placements started, I want to say November 12th, and originally EPIK said that placements would start coming out in December and January. So this intake, things are happening really, really quickly, which is a good thing because, I mean, it would be nicer to get your placement in November instead of January, and you're worrying about your visa and booking your flight and like getting your life situated and all that stressful stuff. So I feel like it was a good thing that placements were starting really early, but at the same time it's kind of, you get more nervous and you're hoping that you could get your placement faster since you see that everyone else is getting their placements. And when those placements were starting on November 12th, it wasn't just direct applicants or just recruiters. It was everyone. It was completely random. So that's always something to keep in mind. EPIK isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. Not everyone has the same experience, even if you're going through the same recruiter or if you're all going direct or X, Y, and Z. Like, it's always up to the offices of education and the schools to pick the teacher that they want. And so placement started early to mid-November, And it's kind of stressful and nerve-wracking seeing your friends and other people getting placed, and you're happy for them and you want to congratulate them, but at the same time you're like, when will it be my time? Like, I sent my documents way earlier than most of these people, and my things were approved sooner, and all these different things that you're thinking about and stressing about, and it can kind of get to you. And I tried really hard not to let it get to me. I realized that there are hundreds of people applying for EPIK, and hundreds of people that Corvia has to work with, to get them placed in Korea. And so even though I saw that people were getting their placements, even if I sent my documents way ahead of them, I really didn't want to bug my recruiter or Corvia about, can you check like what's going on? I didn't want to bother them, and I just want them to do their job, and I don't want to stress them, because I feel like if I'm doing that and all the other applicants are doing that, like, that must feel so stressful. So I didn't want to bug my recruiter. But a month and a half passed and low-key I was getting really nervous. Mainly I was nervous because I don't have my diploma, I don't have my transcripts, and I don't have my teaching certificate. So I thought that was the reason why I wasn't being placed, even though both EPIK and Corvia said that I would still be recommended to the offices of education. I was still scared that the schools didn't want me because they didn't see that I have my diploma and my transcripts yet and my teaching certificate. So I thought that was holding me back. And so after a month and a half, I was kind of like, okay, it's taking a super long time, and I'm freaking out. Like, plane tickets are going up, I still have to worry about my visa, I still have to worry about packing, and well, it was getting really stressful. And so I sent an email to the Corvia EPIK team after the month and a half, which was on this Monday. I emailed them, hi, just wanted to check up. I just wanted to make sure that there weren't any issues with my application, or I just wanted to make sure that everything is okay and nothing is wrong, because EPIK, sent my stuff in a month and a half ago. Like, I just wanted to follow up. And of course I thanked them for all their hard work that they were doing. So when I sent the email to Corvia, it was about 6 or 7 in the morning in Korea. So I was thinking, when they get in, they'll see my email. Maybe they'll respond to me by the end of the day. At least I'll get something so I can be reassured, like, I'm okay. Like, I can calm down. But they didn't email me back. And I was like, okay, they're busy. It's okay. It's cool. Like, I have the rest of the week. It's fine. And so yesterday, I was checking my emails. I mean, I had other things that I was doing, but I was, looking out for the email, hopefully from Corvia. And they sent me an email, and, I was expecting to see, it's okay, don't worry. We're working as hard as we can. Just to reassure me that, like, I'm okay and I don't need to worry that I will be placed, which is what I need to hear. But, or that they would tell me, there's an issue, do this about it. And that wasn't what I saw at all. I actually saw that I got my placement, and I got placed in my preference, which is Sejong. And so I'm super happy. I'm so happy. I don't know if it's because I emailed them, maybe they were gonna send it like at that same time. I don't know, but the timing worked out, and I'm just so happy that I'm placed and that I'm actually going to Korea. So when I got that email that, like, I actually got placed, I think it really set in, because even though you pass your interview and you send in all your documents, and EPIK sends your documents to the offices of education, really it's up to the offices of education to choose you. And if you don't get chosen, then your documents get sent to other offices of education. And so even though the chance and the likelihood of you being placed is very high. Like, it's still kind of scary a little that you might not get placed. And so this whole process is kind of based on luck and chance. Like, whatever happens, what happens. And so I feel like even though I knew that I would most likely get placed, whether it was in my preference or anywhere in Korea, like, it's still kind of scary, and it didn't really feel like, oh, I'm going to Korea. And so when I saw that email, like, I actually got chosen by an Office of Education, like, it really sunk in. Like, I'm actually leaving next year in February. Like, I'm leaving this country. I'm leaving this city that's been my home for more than half of my life. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, I'm so happy. I'm super happy. Literally like 30 minutes after I got my email, I already booked my flight. I didn't want to wait anymore because the original date that I wanted to leave, the price literally went up like last week by like $140, and I wasn't down to wait again for another day to go up. So I booked my flight. So now I'm just waiting for my contract to arrive, and then I can apply for my visa and go to Korea. Yeah, I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm so grateful. Actually, I'm super grateful. Yeah, so that's my update so far. I have my placement. I'm just waiting for my contract. I already sent my tax form to be tax exempt. I want to say last week or the week before, but unfortunately they won't be processing them until January. So hopefully I'll be getting that before I leave to Korea, or my parents will have to mail it to me. So yeah, I'm just waiting for my contract, then I can get my visa and pack and go to Korea. So if you all have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.